British wildcard Fery will play for a place in the Wimbledon final after extending his sensational run with a remarkable victory over world number 10 Flavio Cobolli in front of an ecstatic center court crowd. Before this week, world number 114 Fery had never gone beyond the second round at one of the sport's major tournaments. But on a scorching afternoon, Fery dismantled French Open runner-up and ninth seed Cobolli 6-4, 7-6, 7-4, 6-0. The 23-year-old dropped to the ground as the crowd chanted his name after becoming the first men's wildcard to reach the Wimbledon semifinals for 25 years. Goran Ivanišević is the only other wildcard to have reached this stage at Wimbledon, and he went on to win the title. While Fery's victory over former world number 3 Grigor Dimitrov on his center court debut 2 days ago had left him shaking his head in disbelief, this time around he lapped up the adulation of his adoring audience. It was an inspired display by Fery against Italy's Cobolli, defined by an unshakable composure belying his experience at this level. Once the dust has settled on one of the greatest days of his career, as close to 15,000 home supporters roared him on throughout, Fery will prepare to face French Open champion Alexander Zverev in Friday's semifinals. Fery was ranked outside the world's top 500 just 18 months ago after struggling with a bone stress injury in his arm and did not enter the top 200 until October. But whatever happens in the next 4 days, he will leave Wimbledon as the new British number 1. Only the 5th British player in the Open era to reach the men's singles semifinals at Wimbledon, Fery is now guaranteed to rise to 36th in the world, just 4 places short of a seeded position in the US Open draw. This masterclass against Cobolli, one of the most promising talents in the men's game, also secured him prize money of £900,000, more than doubling his career winnings to date of about £650,000. As well as following in Ivanišević's footsteps in reaching the semifinals, Fery is also the lowest-ranked player to make the last 4 at the All-England club since the Croat in 2001. But, despite the statistics, and claiming to have felt nervous before walking out for his quarterfinal, Fery continues to take all in his stride on Wimbledon's biggest stage, just a short walk from where he grew up. The outcome was unthinkable before the players, separated by more than 100 places in the rankings, walked out. But, in terms of sets played, this was Fery's most straightforward success on his unforgettable journey to the last 4. The Briton came through back-to-back marathon 5-setters in match tiebreaks to reach this stage, having battled back from a set down to prevail in his opening 2 matches. Fery had demonstrated remarkable character and resilience against former world number 3 Dimitrov, twice recovering from a breakdown in a must-win 4th set before winning in just under 4 hours. This was a different challenge entirely, but Fery proceeded to punish Cobolli's inconsistency by claiming both of his breakpoint opportunities in the first 2 sets, before racing to the finish line on the back of a superb tiebreak. Cobolli, who allowed the boisterous crowd to affect him in key moments, produced 41 unforced errors as his challenge quickly unraveled, and Fery was always there to capitalize. The home favorite, who had his audience engaged from the start with his intent, hit 27 winners and remained solid from the back of the court, registering just 15 unforced errors. Fery moved to Wimbledon when he was young, with his visits to watch the sport's biggest stars at the iconic venue fostering his drive to one day make it as a professional. Now he is living out his dreams as his fairy tale story continues to gather momentum. Tennis is in his blood too. His mother, Olivia, was a professional tennis player, and he showed promise on grass earlier this season by reaching the quarterfinals at Queen's. But this is all uncharted territory for Fery, who delayed his transition to the ATP Tour to pursue a degree in science, technology, and society at Stanford University. His progress on the tour was slowed by injuries, including the bone bruising on his arm, which hampered him for 18 months and left him experiencing doubts and dark moments. But, able to play more consistently since overcoming that issue, he reached the second round at Wimbledon last year and at January's Australian Open. Nothing could have prepared him for what has unfolded at his home Grand Slam this time around. But he will once again be backed passionately as he eyes another giant killing against second seed and German world number 3, Zverev.